It seems like it's a tradition. Every beginning of every year, we come up with a whole set of New Year's resolutions and we sit down and we write down a whole bunch of goals and we say, right, this is it. This is the year that I turn things around. This is the year that, my business is going to go up a notch or two. This is the year that my dreams come true. You get the point. But then we get to the end of the year and then we say, well, actually, what have we accomplished this year? Well, that didn't work out as planned, did it? Well, next time, things got in the way. I got distracted, stuff got in the way, but next year, that's the year my dreams are going to come true. And it's a vicious cycle, and it's rinse and repeat. And we start off the year really enthusiastic about what we're going to achieve. We take out, memberships to the gym, and we go about our businesses with real enthusiasm, and I'm not taking anything away from you. But sooner or later we quit because we just end up getting hit by one obstacle or two or three, and we say, well, and then we end up quitting because it's too hard and we didn't see them coming. Why is all of this happening? Well, for one thing, it's actually what you've done is you've just put down a set of goals, and for all intents and purposes, that's just wishful thinking. It's just a set of wishful thinking of what you'd like to happen. However, what you haven't done is you haven't really thought of the important stuff. We jump straight from the really superficial vision of saying, this is what I want to achieve, straight into, well, that's my goal then. And what we do is we miss out the really important steps in the middle. Why do you want to do this? And how are you going to go about doing this? That's what you need. And that's why it's really, really important to have a strategy in place before you even started putting out your goals. Because I ask people sometimes, what is your strategy? Do you have a strategy for your business? And they say, yeah, my strategy is to, make twice as much turnover this year than last year. Or I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to focus on social media. I'm going to achieve X, Y, or Z. That's my strategy. That is not a strategy. That is a set of uncoordinated goals. Uncoordinated goals. And when you hit 1, 2, or more obstacles that you didn't see coming, you try something else. Then you try other things. And then it happens again and again and again. And then you get to the end of the year and you said, well, stuff got in the way. Well, sure, stuff gets in the way, but had you actually put down a strategy properly for your business, you will have actually put down your final destination, and you would have figured out potential challenges and obstacles that lie ahead, and actually you would have devised a coordinated plan to navigate you through, those obstacles, so that you can achieve the goals that you wanted to achieve, so that you can get to your why. So that you need to understand why you're impacting these people and what is it that you need to do, because that's going to be the driving force inside you. But otherwise, if you don't have any of this stuff and you don't have that plan, you're just going to be floating around, without any real reason why you're doing it. And, you're going to be where you're headed. You don't know what you're doing, how you're impacting people around you, how you're impacting the people you serve, how you're impacting your life, how you're impacting your loved ones around you. And all of the stuff that you put down as a set of goals become a meaningless set of hurdles that you have set for yourself. You would have set for yourself these hurdles because you don't see why you're doing them, that don't really keep you targeted towards your end game. Whilst the strategy keeps you focused on potential challenges, how you will tackle them, as well as many other things that you will do. You need to have a list of things that you're going to do, and they're coordinated and they're focused and they're targeted. But also, as importantly, you need to have a list of things that you're not going to do, that you're not going to lose focus on, that you're not going to get distracted by. Have all of that plan, and then you won't be in a situation where you're just bouncing around like a ball in a pinball machine, being hit across by every obstacle, and inevitably, sooner or later, it's going to end up back where it started or worse. And I really don't want that for you. So figure out your why, figure out your destination, figure out the challenges and the obstacles and the things that potentially lie ahead, as well as the coordinated set of things that you're going to do and in what order, as well as the things that may potentially distract you and what you will absolutely not be doing. If it comes across even as this temptation, you're not going to do it, because you're going to say, that's not where I'm going. That's not where, going to lead me to that destination. The list of no's here is equally as important as the list of yeses. Yet what we always do with our New Year's resolutions is we put a list of what I want to achieve as a list of yeses with no plan and no list of no's and no list of like, I'm not going to focus on this stuff because that is going to keep me from getting me to where I want to be. So, you know, if you do that, then you'll stand a much, much better chance of really making your New Year's resolutions really count this year. So in the comments below, I want you to tell me what your destination is for this year, and I want you to sort of just tell me your why. Why is it that you want to do this? Then take that offline and put down a strategy and a set of coordinated plans on how you're going to make that happen. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.